Hello, everybody, and welcome to Atlanta Motor Speedway for the St. Jude Children's Hospital 200. Again, here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. After a crazy week one at Daytona International Speedway, these guys are going to look to either build on top of their points leads or try to get as close to that leading spot as they can. I am Zach Wetstein. I'm here with Alex Veith. How you doing, Alex?
Boy, what a month this week has been.
Yeah, especially, this channel with all the series that we're running. Excited to keep doing more and ready to see these Xfinity cars run here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. A mile and a half, and it's a very hot track right now. Well, it was hotter. I guess it reset. It's 98 degrees right now. It's still hot, but not as hot as it was in practice. So these guys are going to qualify under a little bit of different terms in terms of heat in the track. We're going to go ahead and take this off the screen and get you guys some sound. As we're here with Fry Hubbard qualifying. So far, Jamie Barkus has the pole spot with a 30.738. And Alex, while we're here sitting watching qualifying, talk to these guys a little bit about the challenges of this track.
This track is incredibly fast. I mean, speeds up to 180 mile an hour going in the corner, but the surface is so old it is violently bumpy and incredibly hard on tires. Tire conservation is the name of the game tonight.
Yeah, the bumpy part of it definitely going to come into factor. Once these guys get on some older tires, we might see some guys pushing up the track with these bumps. If you hit them wrong, you could send you to the outside wall. So these guys definitely have to be careful. As you see Fry Hubbard in a close second so far in qualifying. Looks like he's on his second lap. See if he can snatch that pole spot away from Jamie.
He's holding about a lane up away from the bottom. I noticed was really bumpy when I ran some laps. And he's shutting her down, looks like.
Yeah, it looks like either he knew that he wasn't going to be able to run a faster lap or had already completed his 2 laps. But it looked like maybe he just knew he wasn't going to be faster that time. As we'll go with Magic Mike. Looks like he's qualifying. Only one on the track right now, it looks like. And after he qualifies, we'll get you guys the point standings after 1 week. Mike puts down a 31.384. Gets up to the 18th spot for now. See if he can improve on that time in the second lap.
Unorthodox line to the backstretch.
Yeah, usually that's a line you see at Daytona or something, just to go the shortest way around the track. But here you want to set yourself up for the corner a little bit earlier. So as he goes across the line, he puts down a 33 or 32.2 and does not improve on any positions. He will start in the 18th position. But it looks like one more person left to qualify, Logan Sturgeon.
Yeah, he joined late. I don't think he ran any practice.
Yeah, running that higher line. Logan runs the Extreme Xfinity Series and does it pretty well, if I would say. So what kind of lap he puts down here. 31.552. It's going to put him in the 19th spot so far.
Which is really not a bad time straight off the truck.
Yeah, and it looks like he had a better line through turn 1 this time, so I think he'll improve his time. Let's see if he can move up maybe into the top 15 or even further. We'll see what he gets. As you see the green on your screen on that left side, which means that first sector of that lap, he did improve. And going across the line, a 31.224 will put him in the top 15. And that looks like we got a 20-car field tonight, and that was the last of our qualifiers. We'll go ahead and pull up the points real quick. As you see, Garrett Kinder, winner last week at Daytona, is your points leader. The points in this series are done by iRacing, and so you finish first, you get the most points, and then it subtracts by 1 each position. So you see your point standing so far. Garrett Kinder tonight will start. Is he even in this race? I don't see him.
He is not in it.
So he's going to lose that points lead. Just to who, we don't know yet. Jesse Necula, he's going to start in the 5th position tonight. You see in that 2nd position in the points so far. And before we show you your grid, we'll go down the line of the points. Again, as you see, it goes down 1 point every position. So missing a race is going to definitely hurt. We'll see if maybe he'll run the rest of the season. We have a couple new drivers in here, Bobby Rusk and Kevin Rockwell, who did not run last week, will look to gain themselves some points this week. All right. The grid for this race, Jamie Barkas pulls off the pole position, Fry Hubbard coming in a close 2nd, Patrick Jerbick qualifying 3rd, Justin Hendry qualifying 4th, and Jesse Necula qualifying 5th. Chris Heiner in the 6th position, Joel Kilburn qualifying 7th, Richard Williamson qualifying 8th, Jason Moore in 9th, and rounding out the top 10, Brandon Wallace. Michael Swink in the 11th position, Kyle Roberts qualifying 12th. Sorry, it's not. Oh, okay.
Joaquin Meza in the 13th. Tyler Rice sitting outside in that number 6 Valvoline throwback-ish scheme. Logan Sturgeon rounding out the top 15. Kevin Rockwell, Eric Santee, Josh Oswald, Magic Mike Aribe, and Bobby Rusk rounding out the top 20 and the field.
Yeah, I was having a bit of problems. It wasn't. I got to the top 12 and then it wasn't advancing the qualifying order. So I eventually got that up on screen. Thank you for finishing out the field. As we're getting ready to go green, and your pole sitter Jamie Barkas leading the pack to the green flag tonight for 133 laps here at Atlanta.
One quick repair and unlimited tires, which is the tires will be nice on this 24-degree banked in the corners, 5 degrees on the straightaways. It's rough on tires, so let's see who's got a long run car tonight.
I forgot to load this yesterday before the race, and I forgot to today again. Forgot to load Sim Racing app, so sorry about that. That popped up on the screen for a second. I don't know why I keep forgetting to do that the last few days, but hopefully I'll stop forgetting that. As we're set to go green here. Going to be an exciting, but like you said, the bumpy corners, and so going to be a bumpy race for these guys. And we're going to see who can
Pace
run
car
the
is off. Kick the tires and light the fires. We're going green flag racing in hot Atlanta.
Fry Hubbard, a really good jump on that outside lane. Going to take the lead going into turn 1 over Jamie Barkas. Barkas not going to give it up too easily. Side-by-side racing for the top 4 positions. Looks like they figured out back there. Jamie Barkas going to get that lead spot back, and Fry Hubbard's going to have to deal with second for now. And Jamie Barkas will lead the first lap.
The top 4 is single file, but there's a little bit of side-by-side racing. Looks like they all started to file out now, though.
Yeah, Joel Kilburn taking that 6th spot away from Chris Heiner on the restart. That's now figured out. A little bit of battling going back on here. Logan Sturgeon, Michael Swink side-by-side going into turn 3. Wow, we have about 3 rows back here side-by-side, though, on the 10th position back, as Logan Sturgeon's already up 5 spots from the restart.
Really making a statement, showing up, missing practice.
And those guys are going to figure that out for now. So this isn't the track that you're going to, multi-groove might work, but that inside lane probably preferred. But you see these guys in that middle lane running right now. We'll see if they stay there the entire race.
Still nose to tail up front.
Yeah, top 4 all nose to tail. 07 of Patrick Drabick was the fastest in practice, so he may have not qualified in the pole, but he's showing his speed right now.
Yeah, but the 85 of Justin Hendry is really knocking on his door.
Yeah, really, if anyone... Sorry, go ahead.
He's pulled up on his bumper a couple times. Just not quite there to make a move yet.
If anyone up here makes a mistake, I mean, they have someone right behind them looking to take that position away from them, so you cannot make a mistake here early on, or else that guy right behind you will take that spot away from you. As right now, these guys doing a good job, though, and not making mistakes and racing clean so far. Jesse Necula, we mentioned second in points. Maintain that 5th position on that restart. Just a little bit behind the top 4 right now.
Got 3 Fords and a Chevy up front right now.
None of these guys letting each other race comfortably right now. Jamie Barkus a little bit ahead of Freiberg right now. He has a little bit of space, but especially Patrick Drabick and Justin Hendry for that third spot. You know, Hendry is not really giving him any room to be comfortable right now. We're starting to see some of these guys potentially running that near outside lane, more that middle lane, to try to run where the next guy isn't, just to have some clean air on their nose. See if they can't advance their position doing that. In this league, I've noticed so far with any of these series, you always got to look for at least one guy who's maybe sitting back, saving tires, who's going to emerge as maybe a fast runner once the old tires set in. Because, you know, especially here, saving tires early on could be beneficial once you get to that 15-20 lap run.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't count out Logan Sturgeon to be up there up front when it comes down to the nitty-gritty end.
Yeah, he's up to the 9th position now. So 6 positions gained off that restart. I'm going to look so far. The only guy who has advanced more positions than him is right behind him, Josh Oswald. He has gained 8 spots so far, started 18th. Behind him, you see a big line of drivers starting with Richard Williamson, all stacked up to each other. Joaquin Meza might have Michael Swink to deal with going into turn 1 or turn 3. I couldn't tell what turn you were going into. I was paying attention at the time. It looked like turn 1 though. As Michael Swink going to look to make the pass on the inside of Joaquin Meza, but no. It looked like he had a bad turn, and that's going to cost him his position to Kevin Rockwell. They're on the outside position.
Yeah, it's still pretty tame up front. Same 4 guys. All the action's in the back of the pack.
Yeah, for real. I mean, we have side-by-side racing back here. A couple of positions side-by-side. Looks like Tyler Rice blinking out a little bit, but looks like he's side-by-side with Brandon Wallace. Brandon Wallace going to maybe take that spot on the outside. Tyler's going to fight back, though. When you watch tracks like Homestead, Motor Speedway, where it's spread out, and then you come to a place like Atlanta where, you know, there's no really defined line that's faster when you're side by side, because you always assume that outside's going to be faster just because it has more momentum off the turn. As you see, Brandon Wallace is finally going to take that 15th position. But when it comes to Atlanta, I'm not too sure there's really a specific lane that's faster when you're side by side.
I felt better in my test session up top just because it was smoother versus down low. Down low, I had better lap times, but up top, I felt more comfortable and I was able to get a better drive off the corner, it felt like.
Maybe that's why, because we're going back up to the leader, Jamie Barkus. Maybe that's why we're seeing him at least start the turn on the outside. You mentioned it's less bumpy up there. Maybe that's a way these guys can save tires. Is we have a battle going on for the second position. Fry Hubbard under attack from Patrick Jabik, and he's going to take that spot away. And instantly, Fry has to deal with Justin Hendry as well.
One of these just driven it too hard and burned off his tires too early.
Yeah, I ran trucks with him last week at Homestead, and he mentioned the first 10 laps he was great, and then that's when he really started to fall off. And we're 14 laps into this run so far, and maybe that's what's starting to happen to him a little bit. We'll see if he's able to maintain that fourth position ahead of Jesse Necula. He's really sticking to that outside lane, though. Oh, going to dip down there, though.
Yeah, he's realized that they're starting to drive around him down there. This has got to kind of block it off.
Yeah, maybe drive down there and make the air they're driving in dirtier so they can't pass him possibly as he's looking back to the inside of Justin Hendry here. He's going to come up, not going to be able to be clear yet.
Yeah, he's got him at the stripe, though.
Still going to be side by side going into turn one. Looks like Fry will be able to clear him coming at it too.
Justin and Jesse Necula will be side by side here for another lap or so. Nope, he's clear too.
Yeah, so Justin Hendry, it looked like he was going to be able to maintain that third position, falls back to the fifth spot as Jesse Necula, like you mentioned, up to that fourth position. And now looking at Fry Hubbard for that third spot. Now that Patrick Jabik is in the second position, I mentioned he was fastest in practice. We'll see what he has for that leader now that he's in some cleaner air. Oh,
big wiggle from Magic Mike.
Yeah, he got into the wall. Luckily, keeps it out of the drivers and be able to keep the car straight.
A bit of damage on the back end of his car.
Yeah, he's going to use the access road to pit lane. Going to get that damage fixed, it looks like. As we still have a nice three-car battle going on here for the third position. None of these drivers are able to pull away once they take that spot away. Necula second in points, looking to take that third position away. This week is big for him because for the fact that Garrett Kinder is not running, which means Garrett Kinder cannot advance his points this week, Jesse Necula needs to get as good of a race as he can and finish as well as he can to try and secure a points lead over these other guys. I can't remember who's in third. I'm going to find out here. Patrick Jabik is in the third spot in the championship standings after 1 week. So, I mean, him and Necula, if they're going to be around each other all night, that's going to be a battle to watch. This is a league that doesn't run any playoffs, so every week is paramount in terms of getting as many points as you can, and especially if you miss a week, it's going to hurt you big time in terms of trying to keep that points lead or get a points lead. So we'll see what these guys can do to advance their points position as Patrick Jabik only a second behind Barkus now. We'll see if he's able to start tracking Jamie down for the lead or not.
Looks like we got a battle back here for the fifth spot, three-way. Justin Hendry, Chris Heiner, and Fry Hubbard.
Yeah, Chris Heiner started in the sixth position, just took the fifth spot away.
And Joel Kilburn's in there too.
Yeah, you see Joel back there in the seventh position, hounding on the back bumper of Fry Hubbard right now. Fry still struggling here as the longer run is going. just as I mentioned, looks like he's trying to get back to the bumper of the 24. Side-by-side racing for that fourth position. Chris Heiner trying to take that away from Justin Hendry.
Just doesn't quite have him cleared. He's got him now, and Fry Hubbard looks like he's going to try and follow him around too.
Yeah, that opens the door for Fry on the bottom. And it looks like Hendry's going to be able to secure that spot for now, but a nice four-car battle back here starting at the fourth position. We've seen some of these throughout the pack. We've seen 3 or 4 car packs racing each other for those positions, and some of the racing is strung out, but it's still good that we have some of this tight racing going on.
Yeah, it seems like the leader, Jamie Barkis, is really starting to check out, along with Patrick DeBrick and Jesse Necco. They've all kind of pretty well checked out.
Yeah, we were seeing a battle up there for the lead early on, 2 or 3 car battle, and like you mentioned, they're starting to string out. As you see, that top 3 have strung themselves out from that 4th place battle going on back there. But Barkis, yeah, he's looking comfortable right now. We'll see as the laps go on if he's able to maintain this this lead over Patrick DeBrick, and I'm starting to see a lot of shuffling back here in the 12th or 13th position. Michael Swink and Brandon Wallace side by side right now. Brandon Wallace looking to make up some of the positions he lost on that initial start. Started in the 10th position, I believe.
Yeah, it's pretty tame throughout the pack. Oh, Fry Hubbard just got passed by Joel Kilburn for the 6th spot.
Yeah, you're right. Back in that 7th position now. And Logan Sturgeon, who is still second to Josh Oswald in terms of most cars passed since the initial start. He has gained 7 positions, started 15th, and a nice run here for Logan Sturgeon so far. If he can get a caution, and looks like Jesse Necula is going to pit.
Not exactly sure the fuel window, but...
Or it was showing him out. And no, he's still up there in 3rd.
Oh, he's still up there.
It was showing him dropping for some reason. I'm not sure why. The time scoring is messing up a little bit. It's starting to fix itself, though. Yeah, it was showing him as out and dropping going to pit road. So, not sure what it was doing there. As we do have someone going to pit road there, Jason.
Tires.
Yeah, Jason Warren is on pit road along with Bobby Rusk. So we do have some takers going to pit road. As they're going to go a lap down now. Jamie Barkis putting them a lap down.
Based on one of the Xbox Series X car. Hopefully his disc drive's working.
Still 1.2 second lead for that 69 car of Jamie Barkis. I was thinking that maybe Drabik would start to gain on him as this run keeps going, but so far Barkis has done a pretty good job at keeping him at least 1.2 seconds back. And I was just about to mention before I thought Jesse Necula was pitting, Logan Sturgeon back here in the 8th position. If he can just get a caution and get, back in a pack with these guys where it's not, he's 8 seconds back right now, the leader. If he can get another restart, I'm liking his chances of gaining more positions if we do get that caution. But these guys have done a good job through 30 laps of keeping their cars clean and not bringing out a caution.
Yeah, there's not been a whole lot of contact anywhere.
Yeah, I think the closest battle now we really have, looks like maybe Joaquin Meza in that 10th position, but he's 7/10 ahead of Mr. Brandon Wallace. So a lot of these guys spread out now, which you would expect from Atlanta. As the tires grow older, it's a lot harder to, have a battle like these guys did early on in terms of staying really close to each other. Jesse Nekula now 2 seconds behind the lead. These guys are running, it looks like, a lot of the same lap times. I'm going to take a look. The last time by, yeah, I mean, it looks like Jesse Nekula was barely the fastest on track with a 32.84 compared to Jamie Barkis's 32.9. But these guys are extremely close to each other. But that last time around, a 32.81 for Jesse Nekula, where Jamie Barkis and Patrick Drabick were in the 33 lap time. So it looks like Jesse Nekula is getting faster as the laps go on.
Yeah, Jason Warren just ran his last lap this lap he just completed was a 31.8. So new tires are definitely an advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. And once one of these guys up here in this lead group pits, I think we'll start to see a lot more pit. But the people that have pit so far are kind of farther back in the pack, so I think that's why these guys aren't too worried up here about pitting. But if we see a guy like Jesse Nekula pit, I think we'll start to see the other guys pit too.
Kevin Rockwell on pit road.
Yeah, he's doing his pit stop right now.
Yeah, once one person up front pits, then it's like, oh, what's he doing? I need to do what he's doing because he's in front of me. It just starts a chain reaction.
Yeah, and if you mention a 31 lap or a 31.56 lap time for Jason Warren that last time around, and if you're running 32s or 33s and a guy around you pits, you can't afford to stay out because eventually they're going to start putting on some good lap times, and it's going to put you kind of in the passenger seat in terms of if they're running faster lap times, they're gaining on you. As we see some people in the top 5 starting to pit. Chris Heiner, Justin Hendry, those guys are starting to pit. We're starting to see a lot of cars now down pit road, and I think we're going to see more as the laps tick by.
Justin Hendry, he pitted. He was up there.
Yep. Now it looks like the top 11 haven't pit yet. We're going to see if our leader pits here anytime soon. But for that second position, here comes Jesse. Oh, he's pitting now, isn't he? I think it's because Justin blinks here and there. Because I think it showed him blinking, and that's when it showed him out. But he's looking to the outside of Patrick Drabick for that second position.
Yeah, Logan Sturgeon's up to the 6th spot, but it's we're under a green flag cycle. So let's see where it ends up. He could stay up front. He could get lucky and get a caution.
Yeah, if these guys stay out long enough, we're going to start maybe seeing guys that are going to stay out to look for that caution. As Nekula's going to make the pass on the outside of Patrick Drabick for that second position. And he's going to possibly go after the leader as he was down 2 seconds just a couple laps ago, and now is only a second back.
Michael Swink with a big miscue on pit road.
What happened to him?
He zoned out and missed his pit box.
Oh. Yeah, that'll hurt you. You can't make, especially with green flag laps like these and no caution in sight, you cannot make a mistake on pit road that'll hurt you down the road. Or down, you just can't put yourself in that spot. And unfortunately, he made that mistake. A little bit of a tail. Jesse Nekula, the back of his car, little fishy there out of turn 2.
The word you're looking for is wiggle.
Wiggle? Yeah, I could say that too. I was thinking of I can't think of the saying they say on TV, but yeah, the back end wiggled, and he's able to still, gain on Jamie Barkis, only 9/10 back now. And now the top 10 have not pit yet here under green. I was thinking maybe Patrick Drabick, after getting passed by Nekula, might think about pitting, but he stayed out on track for now. Oh, it looks like maybe Jamie Barkis is held up a little bit by lap traffic. Or it was lap traffic passing him, as that lap traffic is on faster tires.
Yeah, but Necula's still reeling them in.
Yeah, 4/10 back now. And it's shrinking even more.
I've noticed Necula is a really good long run guy.
And that's what it's going to take here at Atlanta. Definitely having this many green flag laps at Atlanta Motor Speedway with how bumpy it is and how much it eats up tires, it cannot be fun in that car right now.
Oh no, you definitely got to really baby it right now.
Still haven't seen any of our leaders pit just yet. It looks like they're trying to trap these guys down a lap. Haven't seen that caution just yet.
Yeah, green flag pit stops is a really treacherous time because you could get very unlucky and get trapped a lap down if you get a caution while you're on pit road.
Yeah, absolutely. And while we're spread out here and Jesse Necula about to make a pass for the lead, I was going to go into a cockpit view, but we'll stick right here, see if he makes this pass. Going into turn 1. Looks like we're going to be side by side for the lead, possibly. Oh, and he hits the white line a little bit. It's going to bounce up. I was going to go in the cockpit view and show these guys just how much they're working that wheel on these old tires, and we'll do that this lap around. But Jesse Necula really hounding on the back bumper of Jamie Barkus right now.
I mean, there's a prime example of how important fresh tires are. Did you see how fast Kyle Roberts drove around these guys?
Yeah, that's one thing you really don't need to see with time scoring. You can just see it through your eyes, how fast these guys on fresher tires are. And as you hear, he's just babying the gas on exit. Drive it maybe a little bit deeper into turn 3, trying to take the lead away. Is he able to make it stick? And your new leader at the line is Jesse Necula. Let's see if he can complete it going into turn 1. And he will. New leader here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, 45 laps into a green flag run. And still have yet to see these guys pit.
Patrick Drabick's rolling up too. He wants a piece of this action.
Yeah, we haven't been talking about him just because of how fast Jesse Necula has started to show he is. But you're right, Patrick Drabick also putting himself into this battle potentially soon. As we're seeing, looks like Kyle Roberts pit as well, or just left pits. And we're going to see Joel Kilburn go to pit road. So now only 5 cars are still out there. Or no, sorry, 7 cars. Maybe 8. Still out there on older tires, as we're going to see your leader, Jesse Necula, dip down to pit road here. Let's see if the next lap that pulls in Jamie Barkus and Patrick Drabick.
Joel Kilburn down there too.
Yeah, let's see this lap if these guys come to pit road. It looks like maybe Patrick Drabick might, but let's see what happens here. Yep, that's going to bring both of these front runners to pit road. And Logan Sturgeon
coming down too.
And if Logan Sturgeon doesn't pit this time by, he will assume the lead. At least for a lap. We'll see if he pits too. You're right, Fry Hubbard to pit road. So Logan Sturgeon going to lead at least a lap or 2. Let's see if this time by he comes to pit road. Or maybe maybe he'll get such great time that he'll get a caution right here. But you know Barkus, Drabick, and Hubbard don't want to see that. And Necula. None of these guys right now want to see this happen or see a caution happen.
No, that's detrimental.
As it looks like behind Logan Sturgeon. Trying to tell what number. I think that's Jason Warren trying to get his lap back. So he is going to successfully get his lap back before a potential caution can come out.
He is the last car on, or he'll be the last car on the lead lap.
Yeah, he can breathe a sigh of relief now that he's on the lead lap. So if a caution does come out, he will not be stuck a lap down. And yeah, it looks like Logan Sturgeon's playing the waiting game. He's just trying to wait for a caution to come out, and it's just not coming out yet, as Joel Kilburn's going to get his lap back. I mean, you're just seeing on screen how fast these newer tires are compared to old tires.
It's almost 3. Oh, Logan's down the apron. He's going in.
Yep, there he goes. He waited as long as he could. Or as long as he thought he should anyways.
Yeah, it's almost 3 seconds a lap different.
As, let's see if Justin Hendry comes around to lead this lap, or if he will go to pit road 2. He will come out of turn 4 and take the lead away. Take the lead away. That's a lap car in front of him. Now he's open for a caution. I mean, that's the game we're watching right now inside of this race, is every guy that takes the lead on this 51 lap run is just sitting out here hoping a caution comes out after he takes the lead. Or even if they're not in the lead, just praying for a caution to come out so they can trap some of these guys a lap down.
Yeah, these guys are slowly starting to get their lap back, completing the green flag cycles.
Yeah, and Necula, if this keeps going green, will reassume the lead once these front 2 pit. He is now a second ahead of Jamie Barkus, but these guys came out of pit road. These top 3 came out of pit road the way they went in. So everybody had a nice clean pit stop and were able to get out of pit road cleanly. But for now, Justin Hendry, your race leader, is not going to go into pit road just yet.
Logan Sturgeon back to 9th. I mean, I don't think he lost a lap on pit road, did he?
I'm not sure, but I think Kyle Roberts maybe pit earlier than he did, so I think he'll eventually get that 8th spot back if I'm correct. But yeah, he lost
Kyle pitted way early.
So he lost some positions there. No, he was 8th. He was 8th on the when he went to go. Before the rest of the field pit in front of him, he was 8th. So he's going to be able to, looks like, fall back into that 8th spot. Not lose anything, even though he stayed out longer. We're going to go ahead and...
Yellow flag.
Oh, yeah, yellow is out. See who that's on.
Looks like Joaquin Meza and the 52 Bobby Russ got together.
All right, let's go see what happened here.
Oh, and Jason Warren was in it. Jason Warren, big impact on the inside pit wall.
Let's go over to Jason Warren here. See where this caution happened. Oh, into the wall. The 52. Bobby Rusk, you're right, between those two. And Jason Warren, heavy impact to the inside wall.
Yeah, right into Fry Hubbard's pit.
As, you know, these guys, we'll see if the guys who just come down to pit road. And it looks like they will. So Justin Hendry and Chris Heiner stay out for 52, 53 laps. And they're going to be able to get new tires and take the lead away from Jesse Necula, who would have been your race leader if the yellow flag did not come out eventually.
Big sigh of relief from those guys.
Yeah, I mean, they were the only two to stick it out, and it worked out for them well. All they have to do is have a good pit stop, and they'll be able to keep the two leading positions. We'll see if they can do so. But the 69, you know, a really nice pit stop for that car. So he's able to pull out and instantly be at that white line. So that's going to be a good pit stall for him all race.
Justin Hendry still retains the lead.
Yep. So
Chris Heiner second. Barkus off fourth or third. Bick, Kilburn, and Fry Hubbard.
Wow, Jesse Necula.
Necula had a slow stop.
A really slow spot. Back to the 7th position. Yeah, he lost 4 positions on that pit stop. Tyler Rice behind Necula is showing he pit on lap 47. Not sure what's happening there. If he just didn't pit, because it's showing the guys behind him pit. So yeah, he's going to come pit this time by. Looks like he just wanted to stay out there so that he could maybe go to the back of the pack. I don't want to assume, but he'll only fall back to the 12th position as 13th and on back are at least a lap down.
Just went back and watched. Necula was real easy off pit road. Maybe try not to spin the tires, keep some life in those guys.
And while we're here under caution, we'll take advantage of the time we have to, first of all, talk about the original Rebels Racing League. You know, tonight, the Extreme Xfinity Series here at Atlanta. As tonight it started at 9 o'clock. The Sunday Night Truck Series presented to you by Intensity Broadcasting. They can be found on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook just as us. They broadcast the Sunday Night Truck Series. Then you have the Saturday Night Send It Cup Series. That'll be tomorrow night at Charlotte for 200 laps. That'll be here as well. And then come December 1st, the Tuesday Night Invaders, or Dirt Invader Series, presented to you from our very own Alex Veith. That'll be a fun series to watch. I'll potentially be racing in that. No promises, but I'll potentially be racing in that. And then the Sister League, the Thunderstruck Super Series, which was on last night. That is, like I mentioned, the sister league per se of this league. It's all fun series to watch and race in, some of them. 3 of those you see on screen are brought to you by us, Rebels Racing Network. And again, Sunday nights brought to you by Intensity Broadcasting. And then the series, or the schedule for this series that you're watching tonight. Atlanta this week, Kentucky Speedway next week for 125 laps around that 1.5 mile track as well. And then after that, Bristol Motor Speedway. What a fun track to watch. It's going to be awesome racing between these guys. I'm looking forward to that for sure. But there's the rest of your schedule, including a road course, Watkins Glen. So all races you're going to want to see, and all races I'm ready to broadcast. Every single one of these tracks I'm excited to watch these guys run on. But for now, here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, 58 laps in of a 133-lap race. Only 1 caution so far.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that road course because I want to figure out who the road course ringers are. Who's the closet road racer?
But for right now, we're about to figure out who can win this restart, specifically as we are off and green. The 85 is able to get a nice lead so far, and Jamie Barkus now going to take that 2nd position away. As Chris Heiner, who got that 2nd position from that strategy, already fallen back to the 5th position.
Yeah, that bottom line just freight trained him up top.
Jesse Necula still in the 7th position, not able to gain any spots after falling back to 7th on the restart. Maybe he's just saving his tires back there in 7th. And, I mean, if we get another long run like we just did, I'm pretty sure we'll see him up there battling for the lead in no time. But a lot of battling going up here.
Quite the battle for 2nd place going on.
Yeah.
It's now turning into a battle for 3rd as the 40 of Joel Kilburn is starting to run away with it.
Yeah, see if he can take that lead away from Justin Hendry. Only about 3 or 4 tenths back from him. And after running, 53, 54 laps on such old tires, you kind of gotta relearn how to run on the fresh tires here because you're so used to babying the throttle around the turns and taking it easy because of the old tires that can kind of maybe catch you off guard once you get on newer tires.
Yeah, you kind of got to relearn how to drive the car.
Yeah, as Jamie Barkus back here in the third position, it looks like these guys who we've seen here up front are just taking it easy right now. They know that.
I mean, we went, what, 50 some odd laps on a green flag run. They know that they're capable of putting together another 50 to who knows how long green flag run again.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they showed they can do it once. We'll see if they can do it once again, as we have what looks like 71, 72 laps to go in this race. So a potential for another 50-lap run, and not just yet in the fuel or in the range to make it on fuel. So these guys will have to at least pit one more time. I'm not sure the fuel limit here in terms of how far they can go, but if that last run showed anything, I mean, we still had Justin Hendry out there on lap 54, so we don't know how much longer he could have gone. So at least 54 laps you can go, but with 70 laps to go, that's just not going to be enough.
Yeah, I really feel like tires are the limiting factor instead of fuel.
Yeah, you can blow tires on iRacing. It's rare, but you can if you stay out there long enough. So you're right.
I come pretty close at Bristol one time. My tires were down to 30%.
As it looks like Joel Kilburn going for the lead on Justin Hendry. Not side by side with him just yet, but he's right there.
Maybe get these guys up here up front battling and get the 69 and the 07. They get back up there and battle for the lead.
Yeah, Drabik and Barkus, two of the guys who've been running up in the top three for basically this entire race. Drabik qualified, I believe, yeah, 5th position. And Jamie Barkus qualified in the... what is that? It's from the last restart, so I'm not sure where they qualified. I was looking at my timing to see where they were from the start of the race, but it's showing them how many positions they've gained or lost since the last restart. So,
yeah, Kilburn qualified 7th, Hendry qualified 4th,
right.
Jamie Barkus was the pole sitter.
So yeah, Jamie Barkus has been up in this top 3 the entire time, really, and Joel Kilburn and Justin Hendry, we'll see if they can keep these positions, but two of the guys that we've mentioned a little bit further back in the pack, but they're starting to show their cars off now in the front 2 positions. Justin Hendry up 3, he started this restart on the first position, so he's been able to maintain that. Joel Kilburn, though, we were paying attention to Jamie Barkus, Patrick Drabik, guys like those who we knew were fast, but Joel Kilburn kind of came out of nowhere and took that 2nd position.
It looks like he's kind of fallen off the back bumper of Hendry. I don't know if he's just going to maybe let his tires cool down, make another run at him, or he's just that much faster than him.
Yeah, as we are a little bit into this green flag run. About 8 laps or so, I believe. Am I correct? I can't remember when we restarted, but
I didn't even pay attention.
Under 10 laps on these tires, so not much yet. As we get into that, like I mentioned at the beginning of the race, the 15-20 lap run, I think that's when we'll start to see maybe these guys who have been fast on the long run start to show that again. It's going to be interesting, though, if we get a late race restart to see who can be the fastest going all out. We really haven't had to see that just yet with only one caution, but if we do get a late race caution with under, 10, 15 laps to go, we're going to really see who can fire off the fastest.
It seems like with these fixed races, either you're a short run guy, you can drive the wheels off of it for 10, 15 laps, or you have whatever it is to let you save tires.
Ooh, Michael Swink in the back of the pack got into the wall. He's in the 16th. Oh, and we're wrecking now. Wow, I was just about to go and show him tapping the wall, and now there's a wreck back here. The caution should be out.
Yeah, wiggled out the wall and took out Joaquin and tagged the 99.
Yeah, I saw him in the background tap the wall, and then I looked away to go to transition to him, and all of a sudden I see him wrecking his... Oh, yeah, hits the wall even more and then gets into the 42 and a little bit of Brandon Wallace. Brandon Wallace, heavy contact on that inside wall for the second caution of the race. I'm going to have some more yellow flag pit stops, and we're going to go back to green with about, say, 58, 59 laps to go, and we just might be able to see these guys stretch it out to the end of the race on fuel and maybe tires if we do get a green flag race to the finish.
Tell you what, if there's one person, if he didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck at all. It is the 42 of Joaquin Meza.
Yeah, Meza just nowhere to go once he got ran into from Michael Swink off the wall. And, I mean, you're right. That was just really unlucky. But he should be able to use a fast repair. I believe they have one tonight, correct?
One fast repair, unlimited tires.
One fast repair. So I don't imagine he's used it yet. So he'll be able to use that and get back going here with a clean car. As we're going to see who wins the race off pit road. It's going to be Justin Hendry again. And looks like everybody's going to relatively keep their position as Jesse Necula comes off of pit road 7th. It looked like he was slowing down on purpose. It looked like he intentionally slowed down so maybe he could get that 7th position and that inside lane on the restart.
Yeah, the inside line definitely is the preferred line, I feel like, on fresher tires.
Yeah, especially when you're going up to speed the shortest way around the track. It doesn't really matter with aerodynamics when you're, only running about 120 miles per hour compared to 150, 160 that you usually would be going into the turn. The aerodynamics of your car doesn't matter as much as just driving the shortest way around the track as possible. As you see that Crimson Tide paint scheme on the 85 of Justin Hendry. I would imagine he's a big Alabama fan.
Yeah, I mean, they've been number one for how long?
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous how many years they've been able to be good and not fall off at all. But, I mean, as a non-Alabama fan, I wouldn't mind seeing them fall a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I can't stand Alabama. I'm not even this. I'm a Notre Dame Fighting Irish fan through and through.
As it looks like the 32 of Jason Warren is going to get the wave around this time and go only one lap down as he's 2 laps currently. And I think he'll get that this time around. We might get the 2 to go, or 1 to go. See if we get that. Look at while we're still here under caution, the championship standings real quick. And your leader, Justin Hendry, currently in the point standings is 14th with 30 points after Daytona. So if he can win this race, that'd be huge for him. He'd get 43 points. And, I mean, he wouldn't be up there in probably I don't know relative to him where these other guys are. But it would definitely help him to win and get that top spot and get 43 points.
I'm not sure what happened to Joel Kilburn. It says he manually disconnected.
Oh, really?
Tough break for him. He had a fast car.
He did. He was in that second position. So, Jamie Barkas, did he fall back a little bit there on that last restart? Do I remember he was the one who fell back a little bit?
Kilburn was the one
that
was second.
Yeah, that was Chris Heiner who fell back a little bit. I apologize. So, unfortunate break for him for sure. As we're going to see if Jamie Barkas is able to reassume the lead here on the restart, see what kind of jump he can get. We're going to restart with 70 or on lap 75. See if these guys can keep it green the rest of the way and see if they can make it that far on their fuel and tires. As the green flag is back up, another great restart for the 85 of Justin Hendry. Side by side for second, though, Patrick Drabick and Jamie Barkis. And here comes Fry Hubbard in that fourth spot, looking to take that third spot away. We know he's fast on these restarts. Let's see what he can possibly gain here.
Yep, two Chevys, or no, a Ford, a Chevy, a Ford, and a Ford, and then a Chevy.
Yeah, we have a good amount of Chevys in the field, but the Fords are kind of dominating the top 5 right now.
While I was researching Atlanta, Chevrolet has the most wins out of any manufacturer at Atlanta.
Well, Patrick Drabick trying to unofficially add his name to, bring in another Chevrolet to victory lane to Atlanta as he's side by side with Justin Hendry now, and he takes the lead away.
Drives right around him like he was tied to a pole.
Takes advantage of his good restart and now is the leader at Atlanta Motor Speedway as Justin Hendry falls back to the second position. Let's see if he's able to maintain that and maybe fight back here.
What, our fourth different leader?
Yeah, Drabick, Barkis, and Necula. I don't know if anybody else has led. Because Drabick...
Sturgeon.
Yeah, so Sturgeon and Hendry. So, yeah, we've 4 or 5 different leaders. Yeah, you're right. And Justin Hendry, he got past pretty easily, but he is not giving up the spot necessarily.
Speaking of Logan Sturgeon, he's back there in the 5th spot. We're really working Fry Hubbard.
Yeah, I completely forgot that I mentioned earlier, if he gets a chance to restart around these guys, he might be able to gain even more positions. And you're right, up to 5th and looking to maybe take 4th away from Fry Hubbard. He's looking fast. As we still have a battle going on for the lead, Justin Hendry fighting back going into turn 1 and 2. Not going to be able to get anything just yet. As man, third on back is just a huge line of cars. And Hendry is not letting Drabick breathe right now, as he is just on that back bumper right now. He's going to lose a little bit of time into the turn. See if he gets a good run off. It's going to still be about a car length or 2 behind our leader.
Yeah, there's about 6 Greyhound buses between 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, those 2 have separated themselves for sure. And I thought when Patrick Drabick got past Justin that he would just drive away, but he has not just yet.
I mean, sticking to his back bumper like this, I mean, it comes at a cost. I mean, yeah, granted, you could be up there and get back in the lead, but you're also burning your tires off, really driving it, trying to get back around him.
Yeah, you're right. At what cost? Riding behind the leader this closely. And maybe Drabick is taking it maybe a little bit more easy now than when he actually passed Hendry up. Because he knows that, we have a long run ahead of us if we don't get another caution. And leading later on in this race is way more important than leading right now if he ends up losing the spot. But he's able to maintain it for now. As, we still have a line of cars back there for the 3rd spot on back. It's gotten a little bit more separated since we last talked about it. Fry Hubbard, though, really sticking to the back bumper of Jamie Barkis.
Yeah, Logan Sturgeon and Chris Heiner back there, too. I mean, they're not out of the battle either.
Oh, Logan Sturgeon almost hit the wall there.
Yeah, that wall will reach out and grab it if you're not paying attention.
Especially when you're driving on the exit of the turn, you're trying to get up close to that wall to set yourself up for the next turn. And yeah, like you said, it can sneak up on you pretty quickly. One thing I'm a little bit surprised about, though, Jesse Nekula still back in that 7th position. I still want to say he's just taking it easy after seeing the speed he had on that first green flag run. But I'm a little surprised to see him still back in that 7th position.
Maybe he's banking on going green all the way to the end.
His man Justin Hendry still on the back bumper of Trebek right now. This lead this battle right here has stayed to about a car length or two this entire time. No separation. Oh, and Trebek gets a little tight out of the turn.
Oh, big.
Oh, no. Yeah, Justin Hendry got really loose off the turn there. And, I mean, he was chasing the back of that car all the way down the backstretch.
Yeah, he was wheeling that thing.
I'm a little surprised he was able to keep that thing straight after how loose it looked. But good job by him keeping that car going and hasn't fallen back too far from the lead. As we're under 50 to go here. 48 laps to go here at Atlanta. 86 laps in. Trebek is your leader. We've had a nice race so far. Only 2 cautions, and the second caution was right after the first one. So a lot of green flag laps, and that's all you can really ask for when you come to watch a race or when you actually are racing. It's always fun to see these guys put on a show like this.
Oh, yeah.
And for those interested in this league, I mean, this is kind of what you're going to get. I mean, you might have some races at some short tracks, maybe get a few more cautions here and there, but this is a race that people respect each other and race cleanly, but also race each other hard. But, you know, no nasty driving or anything like that, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
A lot of fun to drive. So if you are interested, definitely, you know, look Original Rebels Racing League up on iRacing, or if you want to race, if you're interested in the sister league, the Thunderstruck Super Series, look that up on iRacing, and you'll eventually be added to the Discord if you do join. But I mean, Alex, you can vouch for it too. This league with these guys is a lot of fun to drive.
Yeah, I've been with them since week 1 at Daytona when we just had the truck series, and it was a ball. It's been a ball from day 1.
Yeah, I was in last week's Sunday night truck race, and I mean, we were 5 or 6 trucks racing for the lead at once, and everybody was able to keep it clean. And it was a lot of fun. So, again, if you're interested, definitely look it up on iRacing. It's a lot of fun as we see Justin Hendry, after that, getting loose in the backstretch. He is back and fighting for the lead, and not far behind is Jamie Barkas.
I am definitely excited to see what all these asphalt guys will do on dirt. I know our Tuesday night fun run was a bit of controlled chaos.
Yeah, as we have a battle for the second position now. Jamie Barkas looking to take that spot away from Justin Hendry. Not going to be able to do it yet, as they're going to be side by side to the line, but we'll see what he can do into turn 1. Oh, a little bit of contact.
Maybe they were on the track Tuesday night at Line Milan with us. That was a door beating.
Yeah. These cars, though, these Xfinity cars, how they're built, they can take some damage before it really affects the car. So I don't think that'll affect these guys too much. As Jamie Barkas now looking for the lead, but yeah, you mentioned I'm also excited for that dirt series and potentially running in it because, you know, I don't run dirt too much just because I don't want to go into official and, you know, screw anything up. But and not to say that I'll go into any of these races in this league and screw anything up, but I'll definitely be more excited about racing around these guys in dirt than I would official series. And if I do race that, I'm looking forward to it and looking forward to putting some dirt laps down instead of asphalt. As I mean, we have a close battle between these top 3 right now. Not much separation between any of these drivers, and Jamie Barkas, who's been fast all race, took that second spot away, but just like when Justin Hendry got passed for the lead, Justin Hendry is not giving it up easy. Ooh, Fry Hubbard in the background gets a little bit loose. He's able to maintain that car. As we're starting to see the beginning of possibly another long run here. On lap 94, we restarted about 15, 20 laps ago. So
yep.
These guys are
40 to go. Let's see if I don't know if these guys can make it on fuel or not. I'm not exactly sure the fuel window.
I believe we restarted with 58 or 59 to go, and the longest we saw anyone go was 54, and that was, well, Justin Hendry here before the caution came out, and he didn't look like he was pitting anytime soon, or at least in the next couple of laps. So, I mean, there's still a 5-lap gap there that we don't know about if they are able to go 59 laps green. So, yeah, it's a good question, and we're going to find out pretty soon. This is why I enjoy these races is, I mean, when you enjoy watching racing like this, the laps can fly by no matter what track you're at. And the laps are flying by here at Atlanta, almost at lap 100 already.
Yeah, once you get on a long green flag, it's you kind of just get lost in a trance. You just kind of focus on hitting your marks, and the next thing you know, oh, hey, crew chief says 20 to go. Well, last I checked, we still had 100 to go.
As we're starting to see Jerbic and Barca start to pull away in those top 2 positions as we are getting more green flag laps. And I'll mention his name again, Jesse Necula back there 2 seconds back now. This is starting to get in his territory in terms of the last run when he started to be good. So we'll see if he starts making up time soon. As Justin Hendry down the pit road. So, I mean, if these guys can't make it, looks like Justin Hendry is going to try to short pit and beat these guys out of pit road and see if he can't take the win away from one of these top 2 guys so far. Starting to see some differing pit strategies. And Necula up now to the 5th position. So he was 7th for a while there, already up to the 5th position now, and gaining on Fry Hubbard in that 4th spot.
Brandon Wall's pitting in too.
Yep, Brandon Wall's pitting. I think we'll see these, top 5, 6 guys stay out longer. I mean, we saw Logan Sturgeon stay out long last time. And that's really where the pit strategies are going to start to come in play on whose strategy works best, the guys who pit early or the guys who wait a longer time. And if they, maybe someone, if they can't make it, maybe someone stretches it out and tries to make it on fuel. But these guys pitting early on makes me think that they're not going to be able to make it potentially.
Yep. I mean, who knows? This could go green flag and they end up being up front. Ooh, big wiggle from Necula.
Still about 3 car lengths between our leader, Jerbic, and Jamie Barkas. And here comes Jesse Necula on Fry Hubbard's back bumper for that 4th spot. And even if Jesse Necula does get faster as the laps go on, I mean, we only have 33 laps to go, so he may be faster on the long run, but does he have the time if he starts to make some advancements?
If he's gonna need this to go green flag to the end.
Joaquin Meza going to pit road as well. And he's going to look to the inside of Fry Hubbard here into turn 3. Not going to be able to get it just yet. Fry Hubbard drove it in there pretty strong. And Necula is going to stay back in that 5th spot. as we now have 7 cars on the lead lap with those guys pitting. Oh, a little squirrely there on exit from Nekula.
Yeah, it doesn't matter as he gets side-by-side and clears Hubbard in 3.
Yeah, I mean, that looseness off of turn 2 did not affect him at all down the backstretch, as he's pretty easily able to make that pass into the 4th spot. 3 seconds back from our leaders. As you see, the track a little bit darker right now than it has been. The shade, the sun's starting to get maybe blocked off by the clouds a little bit. The backstretch is still pretty bright, but that turn 1 and 2 is getting a little bit darker with the sun going down a little bit more and possibly going behind the clouds.
Yeah, Justin Hendry, who pitted, he is in 8th. He is driving around Jesse Nekula and Chris Heiner, trying to get his lap back.
Yeah, he has about 3 seconds to the leader to get his lap back, passing Jesse Nekula, who's in the 4th position. Chris Heiner there in the 3rd position right now. But potentially soon, Jesse Nekula is going to have something to say about that 3rd spot. As he really, I mean, with, not much surprise, he's starting to get better as these laps are starting to tick down. That's one thing I really like about what iRacing has done with the simulator in the last couple of years is, dynamic weather, changes the track state because the sun goes behind clouds, or potentially if you're doing like a 24-hour race, the sun goes down, and the track changes throughout a race. It doesn't stay the same. And so I really like what iRacing has done with their simulator in the last couple of years.
It's only a matter of time before we get rain in road races.
That could be really scary. As we're going to go ahead and bring up the weather real quick, see what the track temp is currently. Track temp is 86 degrees right now, so it has dropped steadily since the beginning of the race, or at least, when the sun went behind the clouds. It was 98, I believe, when they started this race, or started qualifying.
Justin Hendry drove by the leaders like they were tied to a tree.
Yeah, as we have a close battle for the lead here. Also, Fry Hubbard, who got past that 3rd spot, not giving that up easy either. He's only 3/10 back. But he's also got to pay attention. I think he just passed Chris Heiner. I think both of those cars just did. And yeah, Justin Hendry got his lap back, so now 8 cars on the lead lap so far. And we have 26 laps, 25 laps to go this time by. So we are getting down to it right now. I mean, if you're going to have to pit, you're going to start thinking about how you're going to successfully do that green flag pit stop without making a mistake soon. As it looks like we do have one car that just exited pit road. I think that was Michael Swink. As that sun is starting to come back out now, and I'm going to start heating that track up more. Josh Oswald and Jason Warren in pit road. Oh, and Josh Oswald slides through his pit stop, or pit stall. He's going to back that thing up and get back into his stall and get those 4 fresh tires.
That is just killer, especially on the green flag.
Yep, you cannot make mistakes on the green flag. You can make a mistake on a caution pit stop and make it up on a restart, but when you're in green flag pit stops and everybody's spread out, that's going to hurt for sure. You're going to lose maybe a couple seconds with that. So, especially if you're one of these leaders, you definitely cannot make a mistake on pit road. You cannot speed, and especially not slide through your pit stall. As Jamie Barkus really on the back bumper now of Patrick Jabik. And Necula now only 1.7 seconds back of these guys. With 23 to go, he's starting to track them down.
Big run into the corner, almost hits his bumper.
Yeah, Barkas definitely has the faster car right now, it looks like, but just not able to make a pass just yet. Looks like he's being pretty patient, though. Definitely able to dive deeper than Drabik right now, though. But it looks like Drabik, you know, with Barkas getting a bigger run in, gets a little bit of a better run off. It looks like he's maybe backing up his corners a little bit more. We also have, it looks like, Bobby Rusk on pit road. Maybe he slid through his pit stop because it looks, or pit stall because it looks like he had a 16.1 second stop. I think that I know the cut maybe as we're maybe about to have a change for the lead. Jamie Barkas to the inside going into turn 3 and 4. Can he successfully make the pass? And he's able to.
He's got it. But 20 to go. Did he pull the trigger too early?
I mean, we'll see if he can pull away. And it looks like right now we're going to have a nice... right now it's a 2-car battle, but I think if we keep going green, we're going to have a 3-car battle for the race win eventually. But right now it's a 2-car battle, and, I mean, Barkas is starting to pull away.
I mean, the more of those two battles, the slower they tend to slow themselves down, and Jesse Necula can catch up.
Yeah, these three have been pretty even throughout this race. It's been pretty awesome to watch how good these guys have been on the long run. I myself am not great on the long run, so to see guys run this well, this far into a run is pretty fun to watch. As we're starting to see more cars come down pit road, Logan Sturgeon is going to give that 6th spot away to pit. Also Justin Hendry. He's pitting again.
Maybe he must have tagged the wall or something, got some damage.
As he's going to go a lap down again. And yeah, I mean, Jamie Barkas pulling away with the lead, so he was obviously faster. He was just being patient and pulled the trigger with 25 laps to go, and 6/10 lead now. And now Drabik has to worry a little bit about Jesse Necula. He's still 5/10 ahead of him, so doesn't have to worry about him for now. But starting to get caught a little bit.
His top 3 are really starting to spread out there here towards the end.
Yeah, 17 laps to go. Can these guys make it on fuel and tires? We're really going to start to figure it out. As you see now, Justin Hendry 2 laps down. Since he pit a second time, he'll get his lap back pretty easily, though, and go 1 lap down once he passes these front 2. And on fresh tires, he should have no problem doing that. I mean, it's just so much easier to get a good drive in and out of the turn on those tires. I mean, he clears the front 2 drivers before they exit of the turn. I mean, it's just the difference between these tires is amazing. Well, here we go. Jesse Necula catching up to the back of Patrick Drabik. Only 2 car lengths between the two. And the front 3 only separated from first to third by half a second. To the back bumper. Jesse Necula not able to make it happen just yet. He has 15 laps to try and go take the lead. And, I mean, if these guys do have to pit, which we still haven't seen yet, but if they do have to pit, this is going to be some race to the finish.
If they pit this late, there's no way they're taking tires.
Yeah, splash and go and get back out on the track. as we're starting to see the little bit of the same thing with Necula. Kind of caught in the dirty air of Drabik right now. We'll see how soon he's able to make the pass, if he's able to. Looks like Rockwell back there in the 15th is just kind of being patient and letting these guys battle it out, not getting in the middle of this. He is 5 laps down, so...
yeah, he's got no point. He's just going to hang out.
Which is nice of him, as we're about to see maybe Necula work on the outside for the second position. Not able to just yet. 13 laps to go. Our leader wiggling a little bit.
Makes you wonder if maybe Necula's back there saving tires for a run like this.
Yeah, I thought he might have been back in the 7th position, but I was still a little worried. But, I mean, he has shown that he's really fast on these long runs as he gets to the outside of the 07 and is going to look to make the pass out of turn 2. Can he make it stick?
Not quite.
Still not able to. But he's going to take another shot on the outside, but the 07 Drabik closes the door. Drabik trying to run the same line as Necula to shut him off and put him back in that dirty air. You know, these two guys, two different mindsets right now. I feel like obviously Drabik wants to go up there and race for the lead, but he's not worried about holding up Necula. He's going to hold him up.
Necula really drove it in there.
Yeah, Necula, and he makes it stick. I mean, he drove that in hard and was able to get a good exit off side by side for the second position. Going into turn 3, can he clear him out of turn 4? Looks like he's going to be able to, and now let's see 5/10 back what Necula has for the lead. With 10 laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, it's going to come down to the wire.
He really drove it in until he saw God on that one.
I'm amazed on these old tires that he's able to dive it down so deep and make it stick.
He is chomping away at that lead already.
Yeah, already down to 2/10 and a different line run. I mean, he's been using that inside line and making time on these guys. And back to the back bumper of our leader, Jamie Barkus. A race for the lead with 9 laps to go. He's going to take a peek to the inside.
Went from a half a second back to 9/100th of a second back in a lap.
He saved his tires a lot because he looks like he's on semi-new tires right now. To the inside for the lead. He backs up the corner a little bit. Not going to be able to... Is he going to be able to drive off and take the lead out of 4? He's clear. Jesse Necula to the lead. 8 laps to go. We have a new leader at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
And it looks like he's just going to drive away from him.
He gets tied out of the turn. Nobody able to take advantage of it yet. 2/10 lead over Jamie Barkus. But wow, I mean, he had to be really patient throughout this run back in the 7th position. And that takes a lot to be that patient, to know that you'll have the speed on the longer run to go take the lead, even though he was like 3.5 seconds back. Now,
yeah,
really.
When you're that far back, it's really hard not to go into panic mode.
Fry Hubbard to pit road, so, I mean, we still don't know if they have to go to pit road or not. Fry Hubbard, as you see there on pit road. He can only really lose one spot, so I think he's just hoping maybe these guys do run out of fuel and he's going to have the fuel to win the race maybe. Yeah, I mean, Necula's driven off to a 7/10 lead as Chris Heiner also pits. He is just adding on to this lead as the laps go on. Is he potentially coming to pit road here? He is. So these guys do have to pit, and we're going to see if he takes tires or if he only takes fuel. Jamie Barkus, he had a really good closing speed to the back bumper of Necula when pitting there. Let's see if that helps him. You know, Necula has kind of struggled on pit road all day. Let's see if he's able to still come off pit road as the leader.
Heiner took 4.
Oh, and he
big
slides
slide.
past. And he is going to lose the lead now after sliding past his pit stall. Another mistake on pit road. And, man,
Big
it's
mistake,
just
'cause he's
adding
too close to
on.
take left side tires.
And, yeah, it's just going to add on
He just
here.
threw it away.
As you see Patrick Jabik coming into pit road. And Jamie Barkas is already leaving pit road, about to be on the backstretch. Jesse Nekula, big mistake here on the end of this race.
Heartbreak.
And now it's the race between Patrick Jabik and Jamie Barkas. Let's see who can keep the lead off of pit road. Let's see if Logan Sturgeon is able to potentially...
Jabrik just took fuel, took a splash and go.
Logan Sturgeon 2 seconds back from Jamie Barkas, I believe. So let's see if he can say anything, but we're down to 4 laps to go. Patrick Jabik, your leader right now. Let's see what happens here on pit exit. Jabik is going to lose the lead to Jamie Barkas with 4 laps to go. 3 laps this time by Jamie Barkas to the lead.
On fresh tires, too, so, I mean, I don't think Jabik's going to have anything for him.
Coming to 3 laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, coming down to the green flag pit stops. And mistakes made by some drivers, and some drivers had good pit stops, as Jesse Nekula all the way back to the 9th position after that mistake on pit road. You're right, that's just heartbreaking. He was fast and just was not able to do good on pit road.
Logan Sturgeon, though, started 15th, all the way to 3rd, no practice.
A great run. 2 laps to go, 1 lap until we take the white flag. So if a caution comes out this lap, we will have a green-white checkered. And you know Jamie Barkas does not want that.
Joaquin Mesa in the 4th spot, started 13th.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we're starting to see guys up here now that have made up positions from the initial start. Joaquin Mesa has been back maybe in the 7th or 8th position all race, and now, like you mentioned, up in that 4th spot. He was included in that wreck earlier on, and he used his quick repairs. We're down to the white flag. 1 lap to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The next flag ends the race. All Jamie Barkas has to do is not coast, but just take it easy to the win. Down the back stretch for the final time into 3 and 4. 1 more set of corners. Just take it easy out of turn 4. Jamie Barkas started this race on the pole and is going to lead the last lap, the most important, and win at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And Logan Sturgeon able to take the 2nd spot away. Logan Sturgeon was in 3rd with 2 laps to go, a little bit behind Jabik, and is able to take that 2nd spot away. So good for him. As, Patrick Jabik rounds out the top 3.
Looks like Sturgeon just got a hell of a run out of 3 and 4 and just drove right around him.
What a race, Alex. Between these top guys. The entire pack had a great race, but those top 3, Jamie Barkas, specifically, he had the pole and he led the majority of the first part of the race. But between Jamie Barkas, Patrick Jabik, and Jesse Nekula, that was an awesome race to watch. As we're going to see Jamie Barkas do his burnouts here. I'm also seeing Patrick Jabik. Double burnouts here.
Looks like the top 3 are going to stay in their cars on the track for their interviews.
See if he burns it down till the engine goes. So he's going to pull it back to the start-finish line, it looks like. Oh, no, he's going to continue. More burnouts for our winner. No, he's going to run into 2nd place, Logan Sturgeon. Oh, man.
Can't get dinged on post-race inspection if the panel's bent.
We're going to go ahead and now pull Jamie in here. in a second. I'm going to do one quick thing before we pull him in. All right. Is he in Discord?
I don't see him in Discord.
Not going to make the mistake I made last night and miss him if he's in here. See if Jamie's in here. Yeah, I don't see him right now. We'll go ahead and go from third to first, and let's see if he hops in the Discord before we get through the top three. So our third place finisher, Patrick Drabick,
is also not in Discord.
He isn't?
I don't see him.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to go ahead and... Oh, let's see if he joined. I saw somebody join, I think. No, not Drabick or our winner. So we're going to go ahead and
talk to Logan then.
Yeah, we're going to get Logan in here. He's in Discord.
Logan, it's Zach and Alex.
How's it going, guys?
Come in, ran no practice, throw down a top 15 lap, and drive it to third. Just, do you have that many laps at this track that you're that confident, or did you just kind of wing it?
No, I honestly bought this track 2 days ago, and I just kind of I took my chance with it, and I thought I was gonna have the leader. I think if I would have pitted 2 laps later, I think I would have caught him.
Well, hey, take us through your race. You know, you just mentioned that you bought it 2 days ago. You started 15th. Take us through your race.
Well, I ran a little bit of practice in the last couple of days, and I just the car felt really tight coming out of turn 2. Turn 4 not so much, but especially turns 1 and 2. The car wanted to go straight. So from the drop of the green flag, I was completely out of the throttle going into turns 1 and 3, saving as much tires as I could, letting everybody else run their race, and I was just, my biggest goal tonight was honestly just getting the top 10 and conserving as much tires as I could.
Well, crap, you came in to get a top 10. You got a top 2 next week. Let me pull up the schedule. I think we're heading Kentucky. So how do you feel about that track? Do you own that track yet?
Oh, yeah, you guys are in trouble. Kentucky's probably my best track on iRacing, so the rest of the field's in trouble. I've put down a lot of laps at Kentucky, and for some reason that track just fits my driving style perfectly. So next week is going to be really good for us.
Rest of the field, when you guys watch this broadcast back, you heard that Logan, the fish surgeon, is throwing down the gauntlet in Kentucky.
Yeah, I mean, he sounds confident, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he has there. I'm going to try to pull up the point standings. That's not updated. So, do you have anything else you want to ask him, Alex?
No. You got anybody you want to thank?
I just want to give a shout out to you guys and the charity tonight, St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. You know, they do an amazing job. Shout outs to them, and shout outs to my girlfriend for letting me or being cool with me putting down this many laps every week for this league.
Yeah, I don't know how my girlfriend puts up with me doing this iRacing stuff almost every freaking night on the weekends.
All right, well, congrats on your second place finish, Logan, and we're looking forward to seeing how fast you are at Kentucky.
Appreciate it, guys. See you next week.
Yep. Have a good night.
Well, I found everybody else.
Yeah,
they're in the waiting room above us.
So we're going to go ahead and get third place finisher Drabick in here, if you can get him in here.
Patrick and Zach and Alex, you got a copy?
Sure do. What's going on, fellas?
So were you hoping just to have enough track position, taking fuel, and keep the win, or did you even think about taking tires?
Yeah, me and my teammate Jamie, we're going back and forth on that one about whether to take tires, whether to stay out, and we just made the decision to stay out. We felt we had a big enough gap, and the pit stop was going to be real short. We only needed 1.5 gallons of fuel, so we gambled, and it definitely paid off for us.
Were you so we? I think we had 54 laps to start this race. Were you and your teammate Jamie prepared for the long run? Because it looked like you guys were.
We put in a lot of practice yesterday, and we practiced a lot of the long run. So I mean, we were prepared for it with some tire saving and just really taking it easy on that car so it would last for the runs.
What was the, if you don't mind answering, what was the, how long could you make it on fuel?
Gosh, what was it? 58 laps, I think,
Oh, okay.
is what it was.
Because we were here up in the broadcast, I think we restarted with 59 to go, and that was the real question because we saw you guys go 54 laps, and so we were wondering if you guys could make it, and we saw all of y'all pit with like 4 or 5 to go. Was that, if it went green the rest of the way, was that the plan to wait until later? Because we saw some guys short pit, so was that your plan to wait until the last second?
Yeah, and again, we kind of made that decision a little bit earlier in the run. We thought about cutting it in half, grabbing tires and going. It'd been a pretty caution-free race, but you never know when those cautions are going to fly. And so we had the track position. I will say played it safe and ran it as long as we could to take as little fuel as we could and get back out on the track. It was like being on ice skates when we got back out there. But again, it worked out.
All right. You got any shout-outs you want to throw out there?
Well, absolutely. To my teammate that won the race, Jam Kook Racing. Fantastic race. Love racing in this league as well. Great competitors out there. Really clean race. Super impressed.
I'll ask you one more question because I forgot to ask you. How do you feel about Kentucky next week?
I like it. Kentucky's always been a good track to me. I like the 1.5 miles, and I'm really looking forward to it.
All right. Well, if you have any of the speed there that you had this week, I'll have no doubt that you'll be fast there. So congrats on your 3rd place finish, and looking forward to seeing you out on track next week.
Guy, appreciate it, fellas.
Have a good night. All right, we'll go ahead and get our winner in here. Jamie Barkus started on the pole.
Jamie, it's Zach and Alex. You got us?
I got you guys.
Well, you started on the pole, and you're able to eventually pull off the win here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Take us through your race, if you could.
Oh, man, that was crazy. I'm wore out right now. Luckily, that Richie Woodbat Ford Mustang was pretty fast to get on the pole there. Wow. My teammate, Pat, he made the call on that strategy there at the end. I didn't think it was going to work, but it did, and we got the win. So I got to throw the credit to him.
Yeah, and if it didn't work, he was going to be all to blame.
Yeah. Well, honestly, when I pulled out of the pits there, just taking fuel and no tires, I didn't even know if I was going to be able to get the car back around to the back stretch. It was terrible. And I told him, I said, we're either going to be heroes or zeros with this because I wasn't sure I was going to be able to make it the rest of the way without wrecking it, but it held together.
Yeah, you guys actually got really lucky. Jesse Necula in the 29. I watched him go down pit road and slide through his pit box, back up too close to the wall, and wasn't able to get the crew over to change the left side tires. And he really lost the race there on pit road. I mean, you guys got really lucky there.
Yeah, I didn't know what he did. We were trying to figure out. I didn't know if he took tires or what. I just, with 3 laps to go there, all we needed was 1 gallon of gas. So tires, I just didn't feel like it was really, if at that point I didn't think it was going to make a difference. The time that it was going to take to get the tires, you were never going to make it up in those 3 laps. My idea was to pit earlier on at like lap 113, go ahead and take tires, a little bit of gas, and just give it hell for the last 20 laps. But hey, this worked. We got in victory lane, so I'm not going to second guess it.
All right, so you got Kentucky next week, another 1.5 miles. How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't know what to feel about it. I haven't turned any laps at Kentucky in an Xfinity car, so we're going to have to get to work on that this week and see what we can get done.
All right, you got any shout-outs you want to throw out there?
Just again, thank my teammate Pat, and also shout out to our other teammate who's not been able to make it. He's not been able to race lately. Cody McElwain. He's actually he's a lineman, and he lives over here just north of Mobile, and his area was really hit hard on that last hurricane we had come through. So he has been working nonstop for the last few weeks. So hopefully he'll be able to get back here soon, and we'll be glad to have him.
All right. Well, congrats on your win here at Atlanta, and looking forward to seeing you next week on the track.
All right, thanks, guys. Hey, you guys do a bang up job, so shout out to you guys too. It's been the replays have been fun to watch.
I appreciate it, man.
We couldn't call a good race if you guys don't put on a good show.
Exactly.
Man, that was definitely not the race I expected to have tonight. I did not ever come in tonight thinking we were going to have green flag stops, and then we had 2 of them. So hats off to everybody. It was great, really good.
All right. Once again, congratulations on your win. Have a good night, man.
All right. You too. Thanks, guys.
All right. Once again, that was your winner, Jamie Barkus, and that concludes our race from Atlanta Motor Speedway. We're going to pull up the results, and while we do, Alex, your final takeaways from this race.
Yeah, well, just like you said, I wouldn't after Daytona and how hectic it was. I was not expecting 250-ish laps, green flag runs, but these guys kept it clean and kept it fast and kept it fun to watch, fun to call.
Yeah, it was an awesome race, and Atlanta, and this is why people don't want it to be repaved, because this track brings exciting races the way it is, with how bumpy it is. That in its own brings a lot of challenges and a lot of fun in this race. So as you see, there are your race results, and we look forward to next week at Kentucky. We'll pull up your schedule for this series. Next week, Kentucky Motor Speedway, 125 laps there, around that 1.5 miles at night. So going to be a little bit of a cooler track. I don't know if you know much about Kentucky, but if you do, what are you looking to get out of that race? I mean, I expect kind of the same results as this race, not in winners or anything, but the racing we got.
I like to compare Kentucky as like a miniature Michigan. It promotes multi-lane racing, and it's a lot of drafting, at least in the trucks it is.
Yeah, in these cars, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. So looking forward to that race, and tomorrow night here on Rebels Racing Network on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, we will be bringing you the Rebels Racing Send It Cup Series from Charlotte Motor Speedway for their finale. We're going to crown a champion tomorrow night, so looking forward to that race, and going to be a lot of fun to call. So that was Alex Veith and Zach Wetstein from Atlanta Motor Speedway. See y'all tomorrow night.